Hello everybody, welcome back to Solving Standard. I'm Corbin Hostler and this is a sweet deck. This is Bant Superfriends, as mostly posted by Ali Antrazi on Gathering Magic was the first place I saw the list. I tinkered with it a little bit. This is a hand of a lot of mana. Nice Dominaria card here, but probably not good enough. This one though, this looks a little better. Here we have some Heart of Kirans. We've got Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, Karn. So what we have here is basically all the best creatures you can get. Planeswalkers you can get in the Bant colors, blue, white, green. Dominaria is awesome. I'm really excited for it. I'm excited for these Planeswalkers. Karn, pretty powerful. Really like Teferi as well. Got a lot going for it. Dominaria, I think, is going to be a pretty big hit with people. So I, for one, am excited to give it a shot. Now, that said, I've been doing a little bit of brewing myself, and we'll have some Solving Standard over the next few weeks, but this was just too much fun to not start off with. We get to play all the new Dominaria cards at once. That said, I'm not sure what our opponent's up to, but I do know that I need some white mana here. All right, there we go. That's a start. Unfortunately, we're still not very close to casting any of these, and we don't have a forest, so I guess I still play the Botanical Sanctum here just to get into play untapped. That way, if our next land is, say, a Plains or something, we can play it, and then Sunpetal Grove. The mana base in this deck is what I would call maybe a little ambitious, but pretty reasonable, honestly. You've got a lot of the cycle lands really help. They count as basic land types, which make your Hinterland Harbors and Sunpetal Groves and so on very good. Let's see what our opponent's up to over here. All right, Champion of the Flame, huh? And a Cartouche of Zeal. Well, that's a combo if I've ever seen one right there. That's a 4/4 with haste. All right, not the only one brewing with Dominaria here. Okay, well, that's a fog. Not sure if I'll need to fog or not here. We'll see. If we can land a Planeswalker, then we can at least get going here. We can play Karn next turn for what it's worth. We could even make a 2/2 artifact if we wanted. It has haste and trample, huh? That's pretty good. Alright, interesting. SRAM has arrived. Alright. Well, we can take 4 here, or we can Haze of Pollen. I don't think I want to haze. Do I want to cycle it? That's the next question. Teferi bouncing would only be okay because we would then lose it to... I think I'm just going to see what we draw here. And we do, of course, have Fumigates and so on in our deck. All right, so we now have the option to play whatever we want. You know, for what it's worth, we can play Teferi, keep up Haze of Pollen. I think I actually like that best. Yeah, this is pretty sweet. All right, we will uptick Teferi here. At the beginning of the next end step, we get our lands back. Plays very conveniently with Haze of Pollen for what it's worth. Do I want to get on in there with Heart of Kiran? I suppose there's no reason not to. It's got Vigilance, and I don't think our opponent will be dealing with it with 1 mana over there. Alright, we get in with the Heart of Kiran. And now the thing is, this is going to work out really nicely because we can even... Okay, so I have to... Okay, we'll let this happen. Untap these 2 lands. Alright, we've done it. So now we can activate the Heart of Kiran if our opponent tries to attack our Teferi and try to trade it off with the Champion of the Flame here. And if something goes sideways, we can always just Haze of Pollen. Like this, for instance. Oh, gosh. Okay. That thing's going to get pretty big. Yeah, it's now an 8/7 with Menace, Trample, and Haste, huh? That is problematic, I'll give you that. Cartouche of Solidarity on it as well. It's a good thing we have this Haze of Pollen. That isn't... I mean, we're just dead, right? If it wasn't for the fact that, you know, we're not dead because we have Fog, but... Alright, let's see if they... Yeah, send it at us. That makes sense. Alright, well, let's just go ahead and fog the turn. Haze of Pollen, very powerful, didn't you know? It's all still going to be a problem, but we have another turn to deal with it. We cannot cast Fumigate. We don't have the double white. Nor can we cast Settle the Wreckage, but we're not far from it. Alright, I think we just Karn here. No reason to use our white mana, I suppose. Alright, we'll play Karn. We could make a blocker for the SRAM. That's certainly an interesting line to take here. Because we're going to bounce the Chainer thing, the red creature there, the champion. We could make a construct, which can block one of these, and the Heart of Kiran can block another. I think that's reasonable. I mean, it'll turn on our opponent's removal, but even then, we might still be okay here. All right, let's get rid of this thing. It will be back later, but at least we got rid of most of the things on it. Now, the downside for us is that our opponent did draw a bunch of cards with all of this because of the SRAM. So we desperately need a second white mana. If we can get a second white mana with a Planeswalker up, I feel pretty good if we're able to then settle our opponent out of the game. And we'll see what they do here, though. I imagine they're going to go ahead and pop off again, and we just have to hope that between the construct, little golem construct here, weird little art, whatever, and our Heart of Kiran, we can last. Let's see what's up over there. All right, Valda, Keeper of the Flame. Beginning of combat on your turn. For each enchantment... Ooh, okay. For each enchantment on it, you get a 3/1 red elemental with trample and haste, huh? For each... Yeah, that's very bad for us. Yeah, this is going to be ugly. Wow, okay. I didn't think I was going to be done in by the short sword in Standard, and yet here we are. This is our mana base kind of hurting us, really, but we'll see. Uh-huh. Okay, well, this is going to be pretty powerful by our opponent here. We'll see how they... We should be able to at least save Karn, I think. I mean, do they really want to suicide everything in? Yeah, they do. Okay. All right, let's see what our options here are. SRAM's going at Teferi. The token's going at Teferi. The elemental is going at Karn. So this should be pretty simple. We can just minus the Teferi to activate the Heart of Kiran. Block this. We can use this to trade with the SRAM to stop the card advantage. Yeah, I'm in for this. Because then we get to still have our Heart of Kiran. We get to still have our construct. Well, it depends. If we block the token with the construct, we still have it. But I think we need to get SRAM off the battlefield here. Our opponent's got a lot of card advantage going on with these draws. We have to try to slow that down. Okay, here we go. Karn falls not at all. So this is good for us. Let's see what we can draw here. Yeah, not exactly what we were looking for. I think maybe I played that land. I should have plus Karn first. Might get punished here. Let's see what the revealed cards. Yep, well... Incredibly punished, actually. Okay, so there's a Glacial Fortress over there. Let's go ahead and cycle this thing now. See what we hit. Nissa, huh? That's not bad. At the very least, I see no reason not to play it. I can scry. Up to 4 loyalty. Man, this is still not great for us here, but yeah, we got some value out of cycling that land. So I think I'm gonna scry and try to set up so we can get the settle next turn, or not. Well, search is no good at this point. And we'll just bottom them both here. Yeah, we have to pass. This isn't great. We'll see how our opponent attacks. Hopefully our Heart of Kiran... And, maybe I should have been attacking with Heart of Kiran. I could be aggressively using the counters on these Planeswalkers. to hit our opponent, but I'm not sure if that would be worth or not. I think actually trying to survive our planeswalkers against the onslaught has a lot of value in itself. Oh my gosh, well that's a bit of a disaster for us. Okay. That's all quite big. Yeah, this is all pretty terrible for us actually. Maybe we can at least trade with this thing. And see how they attack. It's possible there may be a way to save a planeswalker here. Yeah, if we'd had settle, this game would have been very different. Let's see if our opponent wants to commit. They do. Okay. Well, it looks like I'm actually going to get to keep Karn this way. We'll let the tokens take out Nissa. We'll trade with this thing. And we get to protect Karn. Alright, fair enough. And we even have a second Heart of Kiran to play after this. Alright, well, maybe we'll at least slow down the elemental tokens for the next couple turns. Although the Champion of the Flame is back. Hey, there's our land, though. We did it. Alright, that is a big game for sure. Alright, let's go ahead and plus Karn up here. Alright, we might have turned the corner. We'll see. Alright, they gave us a land and put... I don't know exactly how this works, I guess, because this went to our hand and this went to our hand. So we have a Glacial Fortress and a Scattered Groves in exile. Let's just go ahead and play Heart of Kiran here. Which is definitely a nice one because this is very good. Very, very good for us. Our opponent only has 2 cards in hand. This game's been very close, but now we can settle the Wreckage on these things. And eventually we'll block that with a Heart of Kiran. Although our opponent might not even have good attacks here. I mean, well, I guess I could trade Heart of Kiran with that. I probably don't want... Oh my gosh. I see. Yeah, well, we may not be out of the woods yet. Because now they're going to have these short swords left around to equip to this thing. Oh, wow, and look at that. They even are playing around the settle, huh? I have no choice but to do it, but this is actually not great for us. At all. Now we actually need to draw something quite good here. I mean, Fumigate would just get us there, but we'll see. Yeah. Dovin Baan is also not bad. So the big problem is that it has trample. So it's going to be a 5/5 and then a 7/7. So it's going to be a 7/7. Now, we could try to get there. I could just give it -3. I could -3 and make a token with Karn. That would mean it would be a 4/7 instead of a 7/7. We wouldn't be able to trade with it though. We would just be chump blocking. I think we play Dovin Baan and draw a card. Let's see what we can hit here. A lot of good draws. Like Fumigate, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I'm very good at this game sometimes. Alright, this is probably going to do it. This game was super close. Alright, we'll Fumigate away these 2 creatures. Yeah, this worked out very, very well. We even get to plus the Karn again. Yeah, the card advantage from Karn has been quite real here. Alright, so our opponent's given us a Sunpetal Grove. So now we have a Fumigate on demand with Karn over there. Let's go ahead and activate this Heart of Kiran. Get in there for 4. Now, Heart of Kiran is just absolutely great in this deck. Dovin Baan doing work. Hasn't really seen much love in Standard since it was printed in, gosh, way back in Kaladesh. But it's been quite good. And our opponent whiffed there, so that's pretty good for us as well. And we'll play yet another land here. I'll just plus the Karn again. Don't need the Fumigate, obviously. And now they have to give us something good, and they give us a Gideon of the Trials. All right. Let's draw another card with Teferi here. Why not? Or, oh, look at that. Okay. Well, then. Oh, my gosh. We get to do it. We're going to live some dreams right here, everybody. Oath of Teferi. Hit the field, please. Oath of Teferi. Why don't you just choose... It doesn't really matter, right? I actually don't want to choose my Planeswalkers because I want to activate their abilities twice. Let's just hit this Plains here. Huh, what do you know? Let's go ahead and get the... Well, yeah, now we'll go ahead and minus Karn. And I believe this is where we can get the Teferi. Wow, this is sweet. Oath of Teferi is so good. I love it. All right, so we'll take the Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. What do you say? All right, now we can activate Dovin Baan again. Let's do that. Wow, this is just such a powerful ability. And why not? Let's go ahead and play Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Oops, need some blue mana here. This is the most mana efficient way to play out all of our play. Gosh, and we get to do this twice? Oh, this is so good. Wow, this is just absolutely nuts. I love Oath of Teferi. Oh, look, we even have something to do with it now. All right, so we'll go ahead and fire up the Heart of Kiran. What's closest, I guess? This thing? I'll just minus the Karn here. How absurd was this game? The fog was clutch. You know, we needed to turn the corner, and we barely got there, but we did get there. All right, so let's untap some lands here. And we get our planes back too. Why not? All right, look at that. 3 Planeswalkers in play. Oath of Teferi, Heart of Kiran. We are doing it. Oh my gosh, that was so close. We did it. Okay. Wow, on to game 2, I guess. I don't know exactly what our opponent's up to, but Seal Away seems like it's going to be great here. I mean, they just want to go all in on their stuff. Lyra seems actually not that great. Negate seems fine. But I'm not sure how much we want to board out even. Most of what we have here is very good. And Gideon the Trial is actually very nice as well. Let's go ahead and cut the thematic... Well, Thematic Compass is actually great here if we can ever flip it. We can cut a search. We can probably get 2 searches, honestly. They're pretty slow. Our opponent's trying to go on us fast. Commit to Memory is actually probably reasonable. And it's a 4-mana bounce spell, though. We have plenty to do at 4 mana. Seal Aways are going to be absolutely clutch here. All right, our opponent does get to go first this time around. I'll keep this. This is, I mean, this hand is certainly not great, but it does, in theory, have a turn 3 Nissa, which can then set up our draws. You know, just scrying 2 is very powerful. Even if the card dies after that, right? If it just gains you X amount of life and then scries 2, it can get us to the cards we actually need, like Fumigate or Settle the Wreckage or whatever. Okay, so we have to manage our mana base a little here. We have a lot of tap lands. Having like a turn 1 irrigated farmland or something is basically exactly what we want. And our opponent does not have a great start either, so that's also good for us. All right, so I'm going to play this out. I could play the Heart of Kiran here. Excuse me, but this allows us to play the Nissa on turn 3. Our opponent did find white mana, so... Oh, Forebear's Blade. Okay, what does this do? Equip creatures +3 on its Vigilance and Trample. And when it dies, you can put it on something else. Okay. Well, that is pretty powerful, but it is probably going to be a little slow because now we get to play Nissa for 1 and immediately tick up to 3 here by scrying. Finding lands, hopefully. Oh, wow. Well, those aren't lands, but, I mean, we're going to need a settle here. I mean, it's not ideal, but I can't bottom both Settle the Wreckages. We just don't have enough in our deck. And our opponent had a mulligan over there and can't find their creatures, so that works out pretty well for us as well. I'm just going to bottom that. I will take the Scattered Groves. And you know what I'm actually going to do here? And I'm not sure if this is correct or not. I'm going to cycle the Haze of Pollen immediately. It doesn't seem like we need a Fog necessarily, but I do want to hit my land drops. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, look at our hand. We have good stuff. I don't think fogging is as important as just making sure we have mana. Also, for what it's worth, we're about to just ultimate this Nissa. Our opponent obviously didn't get to play this one very much. And these are great. Yeah, let's go ahead and put the cast out on top here. And now we can play the Heart of Kiran. I mean, our opponent wasn't able to offer up much resistance in this one, but yeah, that's the way it goes sometimes. Their deck's pretty sweet. SRAM is certainly a very, very powerful card. All right, well, see, this is pretty good for them. Well, to an extent, I guess. It means we don't get Ultimate Nissa. We're on 7. We might get to. Oh, they're giving it haste, though. All right. Well, let's see. And they get equipped this as well? No, they're one. Oh, my gosh. Okay, well, now it's actually going to be pretty bad for us because this Nissa might just bite the dust at this point. There's going to be a lot of 3/1s. This is a powerful card. Just like that, our opponent just popped off out of nowhere. And they don't have anything. All they have to do is send. Oh, they are going to. Oh, it has first strike. I think Nissa's going to bite the dust. That's fine, right? Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with this. I mean, it kind of sucks, right? Our Nissa's gone here, but... Wow, that was out of nowhere. Our opponent just exploded onto the board there. But I think it's still going to be okay. We have the cast out for it if we want it. I can also play Teferi. Our opponent has no cards in hand. Well, they're going to equip this to this thing and give it Vigilance and Trample, huh? Making it a 4/1 Vigilance Trample, but not First Strike. So I can just trade with the Heart of Kiran. So what I'm going to do here... well, I can't because... because I would kill our Teferi. It would kind of eliminate the purpose. And maybe we should go for the cast out. What to do here? We have the cast out. We have the settle. I think I'm just going to pass. I mean, we have the benefit of our opponent having no cards in hand and us having so many options that if they come in with both creatures, we just cast settle the Wreckage. And if they just come in with the... Okay. And if they don't attack with this to protect from settle, we'll just cast it out at the end of the turn. I don't even mind taking the damage here. It is a lot of damage. Okay. And they're not going to play around anything. They're going to get blown out by settle. All right, that'll work. I mean, that is a bunch of lands for our opponent, but not a great position for them to be in because now we get untap onto an empty board and play Teferi, the hero of Dominaria. I think that'll pretty much do it, to be honest. That Valduk, is it? That's a powerful card, though. All right, there's a seal away we knew we had coming. Gosh, and the Teferi plays, it just plays so well with seal away. Oh, I guess I probably should have attacked there. It'll be all right. And we get to untap some lands now. Yeah, Teferi untapping your lands for negate or seal away or even the fog or whatever is just so good. Now that said, this is they get to do a little bit here. It doesn't have haste though, so we can just fire up the Heart of Kiran and get it. So they get to take away a counter from our Teferi by making us, use the Heart of Kiran. So that's what they've got going for them. But honestly, it looks pretty bad for our opponent. We get to do whatever we want here, to be honest. This just runs into it. I mean, there's no reason not to attack. The token's going away, but not really making any progress either. All right, here we go. On to our turn here. Oh, we drew a Fumigate that we don't really need, but that's fine. All right, so I will get the attacking in this time around. We do need to actually finish our opponent. Conveniently, Heart of Kiran does it in, 5 swings. Nice round number. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. So if I play Nissa for 3, yeah. I'm going to play Nissa for 3. I'm going to plus Nissa. Plus Teferi. That'll untap our land, so then we have cast out to get our opponent. And perfect. Lands are basically all I want here, so I'm fine with this. All right, so let's go ahead now and untap the lands we want. So I guess we actually have to figure out, I guess it's at the end of our opponent's main phase or whatever, or just in response to this, we want to win the game with this cast out. That'll do it. Our opponent's deck was sweet and had the ability to do a lot of damage out of nowhere, but game 1 was super close, and we were able to just barely turn the corner here in game 2. There's no way our opponent digs out of this one, though. All right, let's just go through the motions here of using all these planeswalkers. Yep, bottom both those. That's fine. All right, I guess we'll go ahead and Heart of Kiran our way in here. What does his ultimate do? It's pretty good. You get it whenever you draw a card, exile a permanent. Oh, that is quite the emblem, as a matter of fact. All right, let's go ahead and play the Oath of Teferi, because it is just a fun Magic card, that's for sure. Very few things are more enjoyable than this. I would like to scry again. Bottom. Top. I guess I'll just draw the Ajani Unyielding here. And we'll end our turn. Alright. I like that our opponents letting us have our fun, though. That's pretty nice. We even get to tap all of our lands. Just never not have mana. Love it. And get the other one back for good measure. Yeah, I think that Teferi, Hero Dominaria plus Seal Away is going to be a real thing. My opponent says, GG, I really like the deck. Thank you. I like it as well. Credit to Ali Antrazi for being the person to come up with it. The idea, I mean, obviously Superfriends is not everyone wants to do it, right? It's a lot of fun. But he was the person who put the list out there, and where I got my starting point. I've enjoyed it a lot, as you can tell. All right, let's go ahead and ultimate this thing. Gosh, should we even get a plus it again? Oath of Teferi is so good. Oops, hit crew 3 there. Don't want to do that. I would like to crew the cheaty way. I guess I should have fumigated and then... No, these have flying. It doesn't matter. Everything flies. It's all dummy proof. I can't even mess it up. There we go. All right. Bant Superfriends taking it down. That was awesome. Dominaria is going to be a lot of fun. I'm Corbin Hostler. This is Solving Standard. Thank you, everyone, for watching.